The next dynasty that we see is the Ghori dynasty. Now, Muhammad Ghori himself, the originator or the starter of the Ghori dynasty, was not fond of art and literature. This one individual is not fond of art and literature. That does not mean that he does not promote art and literature. And that's the lesson to learn from the Ghori dynasty. However, he took steps to spread Islamic education. He was interested in Islam, he was interested in religion. Now, when you look at Islam as a whole, there is Islamic architecture also, which is very prominent in the subcontinent. Lots of monuments, buildings, mosques, even today stand as a tribute to what happened in architecture in the Islamic world of the Muslim dynasties as they ruled the subcontinent. So the lesson to learn from here is, even if you're not interested in something yourself, does not mean you do not promote it. Promoting something because somebody else may be interested in it. Okay? So Muhammad Ghori was interested in religious education, he promoted that. He was not interested in art and literature, but he did not end it. He allowed people to practice art and literature their own way. And so the lesson is, do what you want, but let others do what they want or what is of interest to them. After all, we are human beings. We are not all going to have the same interests. We will not be all doing the same things. We could not possibly do the same things because of our varied interests. And therefore, let people pursue their interests, what they like to do. To achieve this, he got the services of many religious scholars and saints of the time. Now, although he was not liking art and literature, he was in favor of religious education. He used scholars and saints, people well versed in Islamic traditions, Islamic history, well versed with the teachings of the Quran, the Hadith, well versed in the life of the Holy Prophet, and so he used those people to promote Islamic education. He did not become a teacher of Islamic education himself. He used the services of scholars who knew more about Islamic education and Islamic history and Islamic world at the time than he did. Again, there is a lesson to learn here. You may like something, but you may not be a scholar in that thing. So what do? You find the scholars and let them do the good work for you. Don't do it yourself. After all, you can't know everything. You will never know everything. And so, allowing people who know better than you, that is the key to good education. If you don't know something, don't say, yes, I can teach it just because you want to get a job. It's not going to help your students. Find the scholars who know exactly what to do and then use them in your classroom. A third thing about the Ghori dynasty and Muhammad Ghori is he believed in training his slaves. Now there's a difference. It doesn't say he believed in educating his slaves, training his slaves. The slaves needed to do something, and different slaves did different things. How did they know what to do? They needed training. So he trained the slaves in the different jobs that they were supposed to perform for him and for the Ghori dynasty. This is something that we don't see today. When we don't look at our subordinates as important people, as people important enough to receive an education, a dynasty, a country today cannot be successful. If we want to be successful, we have to include the subordinates, the less fortunate, and make sure they receive some basic training, like Muhammad Ghori afforded for his slaves training, not an education, that's fine, but it was not as if they did not know anything. They were good at something, that's the training they received. A lesson to learn today by many of us in education.